Hey, what's up everyone? Anton Anderson here with Elite Resource Team. So wanted to shoot a quick video today to talk to you about, laying the foundation. And I'm gonna show you this project that they've been working on next to us here. And you can probably see these two cranes as well as this foundation or this high-rise that's starting to go up right here. It's 4 or 5 stories up now. And the reason I wanted to show you it is because they've been working on that thing for 2 years. For 2 years, and you can tell it's a beautiful location. Ultimately, it's going to be a gorgeous high-rise. But this weekend, my wife and I, we were out walking, and we live just around the corner from here, and we ran into a neighbor, ironically, and the neighbor said, "Oh, looks like they're finally starting to do some work at the Pacific Gateway property." And I kind of laughed, and I told my wife afterwards that she has no idea what's been going on there for the last 2 years. And the problem is, her view is only from the street level, right? So when she walks by, she sees on the street those, they put those colorful posters on top of the fences, right? Or in front of the fences. So when you're walking by, you just see this beautiful vision of what this high rise is ultimately gonna look like. So she's walking her dog by every day and she sees this beautiful photo of what the high rise is gonna look like. Well, there's no high rise, so for 2 years, they must not be doing any work. Oh, look, they finally are starting to do some work because they got to the 4th or 5th floor. And the problem is, with that perspective, you have no idea how much work has been getting done for the last 2 years digging that hole. Guess where the parking lot is? Underground. Guess how strong that foundation has to be in order to build a tower 41 stories high? So they've got a parking garage, then they've got the foundation for this high rise, and by the way, we're in San Diego, we have some earthquakes once in a while, so that thing has to be twice as safe. So the irony is that a lot of people, just like my neighbor, look at success in the same way. And it really doesn't matter if you're talking about a musician or an athlete or a successful business. Long before we heard their songs on the radio, long before anybody was wearing their jerseys at the sports bar, cheering their names, long before the company was a household name, people were doing work, laying the foundation, ultimately doing the hard work. When nobody knows the time they're putting in, they're not getting paid for it. They're pursuing a vision. And that's exactly what was going on with this high rise, is they're digging deep to build that foundation, to build something off of. So I want to encourage people in our industry, because I feel like, unfortunately, financial advisors and insurance agents, we've kind of been wrapped up by insurance carriers and RIAs and BDs to really only think about the gross revenue, top line revenue. Do things as fast as you can to create revenue. And they don't really think about it from the perspective of, what am I doing today that's actually building something of value in 24 months from now, 48 months from now? Where is this thing going? And am I just buying short-term leads, closing leads, doing dinner seminars, doing follow-up meetings with those people who attended the dinner seminars, and then I'm gonna do the same dinner seminar next week or next month? All of that is very short-term thinking. It might be able to build a 1-story or 2-story house, but there's no way you're gonna build a gorgeous 41-foot high-rise in the bay in San Diego off that type of activity. You have to be doing something that's actually creating skills, creating the right mindset, creating the right type of business model that you're gonna build something off of. The first year of our company, we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary, and we did the first quarter of 2019 just over 1.1 million in revenue, which sounds pretty strong, right? For this industry, it's pretty strong. The first entire year we started our company, we didn't make any money. In fact, we lost over $52,000 that year. $52,000 we lost. And the point was, we were okay with that because we had this vision of ultimately what we wanted to build, right? And we're not there by any means yet. We're just kind of on maybe the 10th story of what we want to be the 41-foot high rise here. But it's gone a long way in 5 years, from losing 52 grand to making 1.1 in a quarter. But the point is, during that time period, man, we were used to going on the trips and having the carriers pay for things and managing over 100 million of AUM. And so we were talking to people in the industry and they're like, what are you doing? Why did you stop what you were doing? And the reason was because we knew there was a better way to actually properly build a business. Now, something that can produce like a machine, has value, has a team, has a vision, has a culture, something that can ultimately be sold one day. But everybody has to go through that time period. So I would just encourage you to ask yourself, what are you building? What are you working on today that is building something that's not just going to feed you tomorrow, but that's going to be producing in 12 months, in 24 months, in 36 months? And if 100% of your day is short-term activities that are only like a hunter going to produce some food for you and your family for the next week or couple weeks, then we've got to shift our mindset and really ask ourselves, how do we create something that's going to be more of a farming mentality, right? We put in more work, more effort up front perhaps, but then it lasts for years to come. So ultimately, when we show our friends, when we show our family what we've built, we can be very proud of that 41-foot high rise because we know what it took to get there. So that's it for today. Have a great week, everyone.